1,000 miles from nowhere. Hours from any place you ever heard about. Are blistered strips of sun-baked asphalt connecting mountains and desert landscapes. Just the kind of road to exercise your right foot with two snarling V8 factory tuners. Okay, Paul, we've got you in the M3 Coupe. What are your first impressions?
Well, I like the car. It's not the most powerful car I've ever driven, but I think the combination of power, suspension, wheel and tire size, and the car's design is probably the most well-balanced car that I've been in. This car has an incredible gearbox on it. The twin disc setup, shifts are incredibly quick. I've got it in the maximum sport mode. That little blue Lexus I don't think is going to have anything for this red BMW. I might just spank it.
So these really are two great examples of racing cars that you could take on the street.
Well, for sure. I drove it here on the street. I'm going to put it through its paces, and there's a reason they call me Kill 'Em All Paul.
Who calls you Kill 'Em All Paul?
The Lexus has this quad cam beast of an engine with gobs of torque and horsepower. Combine that with the world's first 8-speed transmission. I think we've got a weapon here.
Tanner, you own an M3 Coupe, so we put you in this Lexus ISF sedan. How do they compare?
On paper, they're really similar, actually. And I've always wondered if the M3, which is a more expensive car, if that money was put into the actual performance and engineering of the car, or if you're paying for the brand.
Now, is there a little added pressure on you that Paul Tracy might be beating you in your own car?
You put him in an Indy car, the guy's amazing. He's lightning. He's magic. But these are real cars for the road. For less money than the M3, you can get and beat the performance of that BMW.
Lexus's speed-crazy rogue engineers developed Tanner's ISF sedan on the racetrack. The car has aggressive aerodynamics, monster 14.2-inch 6-piston brakes, a 416-horsepower V8, and a slick 8-speed Sport Direct shift transmission. This baby is in the company of true performance cars for racing enthusiasts. Now in its 4th generation, Paul's BMW M3 is a very well-sorted combination of luxury and track performance. The car's many advanced electronic and engineered features help the driver control the 414 ponies from the M3's silky smooth V8. The dual-clutch tranny is fast on the upshift and matches revs going down. Neatly carved in the desert floor is the Chuckwalla Valley Raceway, where Tanner and Paul are getting ready for the 0 to 100 to 0 event in round 1. This is a test of acceleration to 100 miles per hour on a section of track that has an uphill sprint. And then the driver must stop quicker in the downhill braking zone. A video V-Box integrates video, GPS speed, distance, and timing data in each car. Paul, 0 to 100 to 0. Got a little wrinkle second half's downhill. How does that affect your strategy?
Well, I think the most important thing for me is going to be getting off the line. These cars are pretty comparable.
Evenly matched cars, both stock brakes. It's all about having a heavier foot in it.
And the most important thing is going to be getting that launch and getting it stopped.
Tanner, Paul says this is all about braking, and he's got a heavier foot than you got.
You know, the ISF was designed basically specifically with the M3 as a target.
Now, the second half of this is downhill. Does it affect your strategy?
I've got 8 gears to choose from here, and if you can get up to 100 miles an hour before you get to the crest, then you get some braking in before the car gets light, and that's going to be the key. I'm pretty sure that the M3 is a little bit, I mean, not much smarter, but a little bit smarter than Paul is, and that's going to cost him because he's not going to figure that thing out.
Paul, you ready? Tanner, you ready?
Traction control is off. There's something wrong with this thing.
Something wrong with it?
It won't even go, and then it revs up. It just sits there and doesn't go. Figure it out yet?
Too many sequences here.
Obviously, Paul wants to win this. Come on, Paul. The M3 traction looks fine. Paul, you ready? Tanner, you ready? cooking it up. He's on the pace now. Tanner's on the brakes, and so is Paul. And, whoo, close. Traction issues, my rear end. Kill 'em all, Paul still beats Tanner by half a car length. Tanner, like a cannon out of the hole, but he got you on the brakes. What happened?
You push the little pedal on the right and it goes. So pretty straightforward on the Lexus. I saw I got him out of the hole, but man, that Beamer clawed me in pretty quick.
Paul, we can hear you bitching and moaning all the way out here, but the 0 to 100 to 0, you took it.
Well, we won it on time and distance, but, overall, I couldn't get the car off the line. I was reading the manual, looking online, couldn't figure out how to get the launch control to work. Tanner's car left on me, but this was a timed event, and the BMW was a little bit quicker. Listen, I know that Tanner's an M3 owner. I know he knows how to turn on this launch control, and he's not telling me on purpose. Hopefully I can get it figured out by the end of the day in our battles that are coming up.
Paul certainly figured out how to put the first point up on the Michelin Battle of the Supercars scoreboard after his 0 to 100 to 0 win in round 1. Up next, round 2.
Almost missed the gear.
It's the roll-on event, head-to-head, door-to-door.
Sometimes you just got to lay back, let him build up confidence, and then knock him down.
And later, Tanner faces a kinder, gentler Paul.
I'm going to rub it right in his face.